So every morning I spend time reviewing what's happening across the AI industry. That usually means reading research papers, following announcements from the major AI labs, looking at new open source projects, and paying attention to the conversations between researchers and engineers. Most of what I find never becomes a video. A lot of it is incremental. A slight better benchmark, a new feature, another model release. Every now and then, though, a pattern starts to emerge across multiple sources, those stories that I think are worth paying attention to. Today's finding is one of them. After looking across recent developments from Anthropic, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Meta, and the wider open source community, I came to one conclusion. The AI race isn't just about building better models anymore. It's becoming a race to build the strongest ecosystem around those models. For the last couple of years, the conversation is centered around one question: which model is the smartest? Every new release is compared using benchmark scores, reasoning ability, code performance, and context windows. Don't get me wrong, those comparisons still matter, but I don't think they're telling the whole story anymore. When you step back and look beyond the model itself, every AI company is investing in something much bigger. They're building developer platforms, APIs, SDKs, agent frameworks, evaluation tools, security features, deployment infrastructure, and enterprise integrations. This isn't happening by accident. A model sitting on its own doesn't create business value. Businesses create value by integrating intelligence into existing workflows, products, and operations. The model is only one component in a much larger system. Think about it from the perspective of a business leader. Very few CEOs wake up asking for a better language model. They ask, how do we reduce customer support costs? How do we automate repetitive work, improve software delivery, or give employees access to information? Those aren't model problems. They're architecture problems. Solving them requires much more than choosing between ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. It requires designing systems that combine AI with business applications, databases, approval processes, and human oversight. That's why I think we're entering a different phase of AI adoption. The first phase introduced chatbots. We asked questions and received answers. The second phase introduced AI co-pilots that help people work efficiently. Today, we're seeing the rise of AI agents that can complete tasks with increasing levels of autonomy. The next phase, in my view, is organizations running complete operating systems, multiple specialized agents working together, connected to business tools, governed by policies, and monitored like any other production software. That's a very different challenge from simply building a smarter model. It's also changed the way I evaluate new AI technology. When I review a model or a framework, I'm not asking whether it tops another benchmark. I'm asking whether I would trust it inside a production environment. Does it integrate with existing systems? What are the operational risks? How expensive is it to maintain? Does it solve a genuine business problem? Or is it simply an impressive demonstration? Those questions are far more useful than another leaderboard comparison, because they're the same questions every organization will eventually need to answer. If you're building a career in AI, I would spend less time worrying about which model ranks first this month and more time understanding how production systems are designed. Learn how APIs, integrations, automation, and architecture work together. Learn how data flows through an organization. Learn where human oversight belongs. Learn how AI fits into existing business processes instead of replacing them entirely. Models will continue to improve. That's almost guaranteed. But the ability to connect those models into secure, reliable, scalable systems is where the long-term value will be created. So after reviewing this week's developments, that's the conclusion I've come to. The companies that lead the next stage of AI won't necessarily be the ones with the smartest model. They'll be the ones with the strongest ecosystem, the best developer experience, and the simplest path from intelligence to measurable business outcomes. If frontier models continue to converge in capability over the next few years, where do you think the real competitive advantage will come from? The model itself or the system it's built around? So that's my finding for today. Tomorrow, I'll be looking at another development that's shaping the future of AI. Until then, I'd like to hear your perspective.